Three, two, one. Good morning, everybody. I am joined with Dr. Silverage, and behind the scenes, we were once again getting a notification that we're on, I guess.
I guess. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
You got to turn that down. I forget all this stuff you got to do. There we go. All right. We're silent.
No one ever watches the first minute anyway. So. They all skip ahead. I know how they are. Well, we're going to talk about Astro City, a subject that I do not know much about, admittedly. So Dr. Silverage will be our expert guide through that.
And I'm not much of an expert myself, but I do like it. So
as you can see, folks, you're in good hands. And we'll also talk about some Golden Age heroes that have a new life in some more modern type books. And Dr. Silverage will be gracious enough to go through that. But I wanted to ask the good doctor, since his name is Silverage, how deep into the bronze do you dabble?
Oh, right through it. I go right through it. I've got probably almost as much of a bronze collection as I do a Silver Age. So I grew up I started collecting around 1967. So I got the tail end of the Silver Age and then into the Bronze Age. Bronze Age was when I grew up in, really.
The other Wednesday night, I started showing some of these. There's only about eight issues of Thongor, and I just recently completed that set.
Oh, cool!
And I'm going to set this one aside because I think down the road I would like to do an episode on dragons, dinosaurs, and sea monsters, because I totally dig those things. But Thongor is a good little book, 8 issues in the Creatures on the Loose. Right after this, they went to Manwolf.
Yeah.
And so I guess your bronze goes into DC, of course, because you are.
Yeah. Yep. I got that one.
As much as I like Silver
series. What's that?
As much as I like Silver, there's something about that 20-cent price tag from 1971, 72.
Yep.
I didn't show these so much on our outer space episode because these are events that are kind of happening close to home.
Yeah.
But check out his suit coat.
I think he borrowed it from Dr. Magnus.
That is great.
Doesn't Dr. Magnus, the creator of the Metal Men, doesn't he always wear like a jacket just like that?
I don't know if that tie goes with it, but and as you can see on the Earth, not really a cloud in the sky, very not overcast at all.
Yeah.
But so you do dig the Bronze Age. I'm a gold, silver. I'm gold, silver, and bronze, and a little bit of copper. The 1980s were pretty cool, but I kind of stop around 93, and here.
Yep. No, I pretty much collect right on from 67 right on up through. In the 90s, I got more into. Well, also in the 80s, I got more into. Not more into, but I got into a lot of independence. In the 90s, I did get into some of the Image stuff.
Right.
But it's not the Image stuff that everybody associates with Image. I like their Big Bang line. I don't know if you ever saw any of those.
No, I didn't.
Their Big Bang line was like an homage to the Silver Age, the Bronze Age, and then they even kind of poke fun at themselves with the Image look, and stuff like that. I've got a couple of them pulled aside for this morning because that is one of my guilty pleasures. I do like those Big Bang. I'm trying now to finish off that collection, that series, but I still need probably about 12, 15 books to do it. But it's it might be. I figured it might be something you might be interested in.
Sure, definitely. We will definitely get. I wanted everybody to see this nice little station wagon. You don't see many of those on the road today. This is one of those photographs. And if you lived in that building, you happen to be sticking your head out the window, you could have been immortalized from DC Comics. I'll do one more just for I won't full screen it, but here are these.
Oh yes, yeah.
They're jockeys. Amazing.
I know, it's just that's wild. I don't know if I would want a praying mantis on my back.
So as much as we love Silver Age, the Bronze Age, just it really, what do the kids say? It rocks, man. It really rocks. So
I would say, I would have to admit the Bronze Age probably holds just as much nostalgia for me as the Silver Age. I really don't distinguish between the two, other than, you know, because I grew up. That's where I grew up. I grew up through the middle of the Silver Age, right on through the Bronze Age. Graduated in 1980. So I was in high school and everything, and I used to pick up everything. Not everything. I should clarify that, because I'm pretty much a superhero guy. That's what I was into, was superheroes. I did dabble a little bit with the monsters, like the Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf by Night, Frankenstein's monster, those series. I did dabble a little bit in those, but I primarily was, and some of the westerns. I did like some of the. I love Jonah Hex, so I did dabble a little bit there, but primarily I was a superhero guy. So if it was a superhero book, chances are I was buying it. So.
I know you were taken away Wednesday. Did you get a chance to see this?
Yes, because that is on my. Oh yes, yeah. No, I didn't see that part.
So I manipulated.
Oh, that's cool.
That's Boris and Bella. So. What they could have done, that's what you're looking for. So that's.
Yeah, that one there is on my want list. The crossovers are ones I'm trying to pick up. So because I remember having those and being fascinated by them. You know, it's awesome.
Well, they're black and white photos, and I had to match it to their skin tone, which was kind of a pinkish gray, and it dawned on me, hey, wait a minute, I'm not making Frank green, because you expect him to be kind of greenish, but
oh yeah
in the comic they had him that color, so I color tinted it to match.
Oh, that's perfect, man. You always do a great job on those things.
Well,
man.
thank you.
How long did it take you to do that, from beginning to end?
45, 50 minutes.
Now that's, to me, in my mind, it would take me, a day to try and figure all that stuff out. So, I mean, you do it in like no time at all. That's pretty cool.
The hard part is coming up with an idea, and then I just sample around, see if I can kind of do it. And the good doctor is being very modest. He sent me a picture. I don't have it ready, and I don't have permission to show it.
Oh, that's fine.
He put me. What was it in Doom Patrol? I'm some monster.
Yeah. I tried to imitate your style and put you on the Doom Patrol, because I like the Doom Patrol. But
I'd send an email, and I'd have to go find it. But I don't know if I'd pick that one up though. That monster looked too scary. So
he was one of their arch enemies, the animal, mineral, vegetable man, or what his name was. So
Spinner, I don't use Photoshop. I have it, but I use its little kid brother called Paint Shop Pro. And even then I use an older version just because I got so used to where all the little things are. So I don't know what the good doctor uses.
I just use paintbrush.
Okay. All right.
Like you say, old school, because I'm so familiar with that.
Yeah.
So I just feel comfortable. I can manipulate things a lot quicker than if I was trying to learn a new system and do it.
Well, why don't you? Oh, by the way, do you have this? It's kind of a mini comic, and
nope, I don't recognize it.
Let me show you how big it is. So behind it is a regular.
Okay.
And so it's a little shorter. But it's 2 little stories. It was put out by Model Club, and it was all about the space shuttle. And so the second story, they fight the Skrulls. But it's
now, what did that come with? What did it come with? A toy or something, or was it just sold on the mag rack? Or
I think it was a giveaway, and it probably came in a magazine. I am not sure. It was by Parents Model Club, whatever that is. Model Builders Club. As I look at my notes on the back of the book, so I can cheat and act like I'm really smart and remember all this.
I ain't mastered that yet.
So if you look for it in Overstreet, it's listed under the heading of promotional.
Ah, okay.
So,
no, I've never seen that before.
But it's what I would call good Copper Age. 1981, the tail end of the Bronze. But since I had all the Fantastic Four run, well, I didn't have the first 5 issues, but and I bound them, except where the Marvel Masterworks left off. I kept that series going, even though I didn't like the last 20 issues or so. But that's one of the few things I kept going in spite of the material. I collect by age: gold, silver, and bronze, and a little bit of copper. But if the book was absolutely terrible, I won't let it in my house. I'm kind of a snob. If the art was so terrible and the story I didn't agree with it, goodbye. I don't want you. So, but for Fantastic Four and for Thor, I kept going Thor into the mid 90s when I was stopping. But I hated it. I hated taking it off the rack and giving them $1.25 for it. But at some point you say enough. I'm done. So, but I can't understand the guy that since I've got the first 700 books of whatever, I'm going to keep going. Well, enjoy. But that's where I'm a little different from some of these collectors. There's a guy named Jared Osborne on a show, the Cabinet of
I know
Chaos.
Jared. Yep.
And he was trying to classify all the different collectors. The guys that just go for keys, guys that just go for books that are considered rare. So there's a starting price, $5,000. They'll go for those or up, And so I chimed in. I collect by age, gold, silver, bronze, a little bit of copper, and but Jared would consider himself a new collector or someone that just continues. So, and he's very enthusiastic about it, and more power to you. But there are different groups. There's the speculators, and I don't really call them collectors. I think they've hurt the market or hurt the industry, I should say. So,
yeah, I'm not big into speculating. I never bought books because I thought they were going to go up in value. I bought books that I love the characters. All the Marvel characters, all the DC characters, I just grew up with them, and I saw them on TV, saw them in cartoons, and when I discovered comic books, it was just like, holy mackerel! I mean, I can get new adventures of these guys every month or whatever. Okay, I'm in. Here, take my money. Phew, So I I don't follow really. I'm trying to think. I don't follow any speculator channels. I don't believe.
No.
I collect because for me a lot of it is nostalgic. I love the characters, grew up on the characters, and just enjoy them. You know.
I agree. The great thing about being a back issue collector, I will never run out of great things to find and want. So there's an ACG. That's a little group that never gets any real attention. And Doctor's showing something. Oh, we already got another.
Yeah, I pulled some of these because, like I said, where we had talked about doing guilty pleasures, I love the ACG heroes.
Can you show him again?
Sure.
That is this character's Nemesis.
Right. Yep.
And I tell you, if I walked out of the house wearing a hoodie, long sleeve, gloves, boots, and shorts, but it's quite the outfit.
Yeah,
bare-legged, but
I've always kind of drawn to. I mean, I loved the main Marvel, main DC guys, and all that stuff. But when I found out there were other companies that made superheroes, I just like, okay, I wanna get those. I want to read those stories. I want to learn about those characters. You know, so I love any kind of oddball superhero type of thing. You know, so I mean, I picked up all those and stuff like one of the other series I pulled is based on a character that's in him, Gunmaster, which is a Charlton character, and I did not know about Gunmaster until I don't know, probably early 2000s, and I'm like, wow, how did I miss this character? So it's been a mission of mine to go back and get every issue that has Gunmaster in it, you know. So I'm slowly making progress. There you go, little Beetle Bailey King action.
I like Funny Animal and comic strip and superhero adventure. I'll even get the occasional romance comic. I just love these time periods, and it's nostalgic, but it's also historical because a lot of these were before I was born. So
yeah.
But I tell you what, I'm sure they're tired of this preliminary talk. Show us Astro City, or someone's out there like me, not knowing anything really much about it. Convince us that we ought to get this, and I'll put you on screen. What a task!
Now, just to preface this, I am not an expert. I'm not one of those people that can tell you who wrote this story and who drew in this comic and blah, blah, blah. I don't keep that stuff in my head. I either like the book or I don't, you know. And this right here, I was introduced to this by Howler Mouse, and I said, well, I'll check that out. Well, it's like a throwback, like I was just when we were talking before. Astro City has like it goes through its own Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age through their storylines. They have heroes that start out in the Silver Age and stuff like that, and they introduce them to you and whatnot. And the first one I got here is this is Wizard put out by Wizard in conjunction with Wizard. It doesn't have a number really. It's half. It says half, and this introduces you to a lot of the characters as they're starting out. The big guy you see in the background, he's called the Hangman, and he really doesn't talk. He's more like a I want to say he's more like a Phantom Stranger type character. Shows up when something's gonna happen, type of thing.
So do you recommend checking that out before you really start a series?
Well, no, you don't have to. That's the great thing. You don't have to get this. These are I don't know if they're readily accessible. I don't know if they're easy to find nowadays. Because I don't know how many they printed of these things. But it took me a while to find one. I got this one here, and then this one was put out by Image Comics, and it was 1/2 as well. And again, it's introducing you to a bunch of the characters and stuff like that. But as the series goes, you don't have to have these in order to jump on and see the characters, because they're really, a lot of them are archetypes, and they're based on, you can tell, like they got one that's called the Silver Agent. He's kind of like the Captain America of their group, but something happens to him that they allude to, I mean, and we never find out for quite a while into the series. But it's just they do their own world building and mythology and stuff like that, which I thrive on. I love that stuff when they're doing world building. And these first ones are just they're ancillary books that come with as part of the system. I mean, the series. Like this is a flip book, and they actually, like I said, they go through periods. They start off with their Silver Age. I think they start off actually in the Modern Age, and they kind of, through like flashback stories, tell you their Silver Age. This is their Superman. This is their Superman called the Samaritan.
Similar powers?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of them. I don't remember him having like a heat vision type of thing, but he's the most powerful, Superman type. Then they put out this, which was a visitor's guide. Again, it gives you background into some of the locations, what they mean to the mythology and to the world, and their characters and whatnot. And then this one here is another special that they put out, and this is the is that the Silver Agent? I don't think that's the Silver Agent, but they introduce all different kinds of characters, and it's not, it's when they put it out, it's not. I like it because it's a throwback. I guess that's the best way to put it. It's a throwback to stuff that you would have read in the late 60s, 70s, And then let's see here.
Are they set in that time zone or a time period?
Yes, a lot of them are. Yes, yeah.
So they're not checking
through that. Yeah,
they're not checking text messages or
no.
Okay, all right.
No. So I mean, and here is a mini series that they put out. Local Heroes was the name of it, and they had some really, really great covers. Alex Ross did a number of covers for them, and really, really did a great job on these. A lot of these, And like I said, each one they introduce characters, and they'll mention things, and you're like, oh, I wonder what they're talking about. Well, then eventually you'll get that story behind it, but it keeps you kind of hooked, because I wonder what they're talking about. I want to know what happened to that hero to make him that way or whatever,
Right.
So here we go. This is number 3, I believe, of that. Yes, number 3. So I mean, I'm probably not going to do it justice, just my yakking about it. But if you like the Silver Age, you like the Bronze Age type of stories, this is a good series to get. It really is. I believe they finished up now. I don't think they're doing any Astro City stuff right now. They ended with I think issue number 50 of the latest iteration of it, and that was probably a year ago or so. So, but I mean, it's just some of the covers are just Cool.
How many issues? 50, 100?
Oh, it gets tricky because it's been done like 3 different series. I think one was put out by DC, Wildstorm. One was put out by Image, I believe. Homage Comics did one. I believe this is from the original run, the first series. And I apologize for not having them all together, but unfortunately, I don't. I got them scattered all over the place. I got to get this place organized. But like, they'll introduce another character. You might have seen this character in a group battle scene and said, "Who the devil's that guy?" Well, you don't know until then they'll introduce him again in one of the other follow-up books. And like I said, they're basically based on your usual archetypes.
Of course, that'll give certain comic guys the ability to say, "Oh, you need to go get that one issue where he's on panel 3 of page 16, unnamed, but costume looks similar."
Yeah. I was always fascinated when I was buying comics when I first started as a kid, and Marvel would put those little notations down saying see issue 25, right. And I'm like, back then I didn't have a way to get issue 25, so I'd have to wait until late 70s when the flea markets came into being down around in this way, and people would be selling comics and stuff like that. But I was one of those guys that I want that comic. I got to go get that comic. I got to find that comic because I want to know the story. I want to know what happened to that. Why?
I appreciated that from the editor as well, because it's the way the editor can say, "Look, we're not just making this up. This was all set up for you 3 years ago, and we're just sticking to the story." And I totally enjoyed that because I love continuity. So go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, I'm a continuity nut. Yeah. I really am. So ever since the Crisis in mid-'80s, it's tough. It's tough. I know one of the things they said was, it was too confusing for new readers with all the different worlds. And I'm like, what? I understood it when I was 5 years old. I got it. You mean to tell me people can't understand, that, Earth X is the freedom fighters, or Earth 2 is these guys, JSA or JLA or whatever. Right. I couldn't comprehend that as being a stumbling block to continuing the continuity.
Since I'm one of the youngest fossils of our group, I wasn't around in 38 when Superman appeared, and yet I was able to get up to speed pretty quickly a few decades later. So this whole, we gotta hold the hand of the new modern reader and bring him in slow. I don't buy that. So that's the old man in me. See, I am a fossil, but
yeah, I didn't see. For me, it wasn't a problem. I guess I'm sure everybody's different. So but just for me, I couldn't understand it because I thought it was awesome that you had all these worlds, and and then every summer the JSA would cross over with the JLA, and have a blockbuster series, story or whatever, and that was all. I just love that stuff. I love continuity. I love when they refer back to something. I love it even more now because when they refer to something back, now I chances are good I've got it.
Yeah.
So I can actually go back and look, So, but these ones right here that I'm going to show next are kind of like from their, I believe from their 70s style, like the Bronze Age. And this is just one, like a little mini series within the series called the Dark Ages. And that's like I forgot what his name is. I want to say the clown, but I know I'm not doing it any favors. But he was like a creeper type of character,
Okay.
which I love the creeper. So the original creeper, you know. And then they bring back, like you saw the face of this guy in one of the other ones, but it gives you more of the background of how they interacted with Astro City and the other heroes.
Are these subtitles underneath the title Astro City? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, they're like they're
It's still Astro City number 73, and then the next one is 74.
well, they
Or
do. Well, I take that back because they do have separate numbering. Like that's 1, 2. This is number 3. So I take that back. I thought they were part of the thing, but no. I got to say, it looks like they were like a separate, like little mini series, but they came out consecutively with those issues. So it could be very confusing, I guess.
yeah, what I always need is a reader's guide. I need somebody to spell it out for me. Now, before you read this issue, make sure you go get issue number whatever from this series. That would be handy for me. But
Right. I'm trying to think if I mean, nowadays with the internet, I'm sure you could go and look up, geez, even if you did a Wikipedia, you could, find out, and they would have the proper chronological order.
yeah, I've had a few
Number.
books bound, and in the binding community, we refer to that as mapping. I want to map out all the Batmans, but they had Detective Comics on the side. So you need to read Batman number this before Detective Comics number this, and then followed up by So and then every now and then squeeze in Brave and Bold, and if you want to keep a straight line of a timeline, which is very handy. But
There's a website, I believe it's the DC Chronological Project or something like that, where you can go there and it will do that. You could pick out, I could pick out, say, Metamorpho, and they will give you the option for a chronological order or just a listing of everything he's appeared in. But the chronological one will do exactly what you want it to do. It will say, okay, there's Metamorpho 1, 2, 3, and then he appeared in Justice League 44 or whatever it was.
that's useful. That's very useful.
And I just found that about a year or so ago. And I frequently use that if I want to fill in things. I'm not so much putting them in order that way in my long boxes or whatnot. I know, like, you like to put the annuals in between where they go.
Right.
For me, I just keep the annuals all together in the back of the series or whatever. So, but that site might be something you want to check out. I think it sounds like you would really enjoy it, even if you just went to just browse and look through, The other site that I use a lot is Mike's Amazing World of DC Comics. Now it says Amazing World of DC Comics, but he covers pretty much everything. And one of the great things about his site is they have this feature called the newsstand, and you can pick out the month, the year, and the publisher. And then you hit the thing, and it'll show you everything, every book that was put up. Like, say you choose Gold Key, it would show you everything that Gold Key published in the month of July 1968. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that fascinates me. I like to go through and go, oh yeah, I got that one. But it's really is a lot of fun just to go through there and see. And they also, when you go in there, if you're looking at like a Superman or whatever, they will say next appears in such and such. So they will give you a little bit of continuity there too.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen my That's me, by the way. I don't know if you've. I entered. On the jump drive got put in. My scanned images video where I show how I list all the scans. I make little thumbnails of each book.
Yeah.
And I've got them in order. So if I ever wanted to read, which I'll never have all the Marvel in order from Fantastic Four straight down up to like 1993, I can. So hopefully I don't miss anything as far as.
Now, do you prefer them like that, digitally like that? Or do you prefer to have the actual physical issue?
Well, obviously nothing will compare with physical, but having all of them arranged like I want them is a physical nightmare impossibility.
I hear that.
So having them scanned, and I go, okay, I want to see when did Spider-Man show up next. Oh, look, he's over here. A guest appearing in Daredevil. So you can go through it all that way.
So you use it in conjunction with having your collection. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. I like that.
And I know one day somebody's going to set off a electromagnetic pulse, and it's going to wipe out all of our computers. So I will still have my floppies to fall back on.
There you go. There's just something. I've tried to look at comics online digitally. It's just so foreign to me. I was born and raised on comics, and I've got to have that issue to hold and read, smell. I mean, it's just that's the way I'm wired, I guess. But I understand why it would be okay, why it would be important for people to have digital. If they can't afford to buy them all, it's cheaper to go digital. And as far as storage goes, believe me, it's much easier to keep them on a computer than it is here.
And to the guys in the audience, if you have a wife, sometimes you need to make room and not have everything scattered all through the house. So I try to make things nice, neat. And when I go camping, I can't bring all this stuff with me.
That's true.
But then late at night, I'm thinking, I really want to read giant size, Invaders. And voila, I can just go right to it on a little pad or a laptop, and there it is. So you get tired of scrolling.
The accessibility is definitely there.
Yeah. And no, it's not as good. You don't get to smell it. You don't get to hold it. You don't get to be real careful with it. But I like having it. It's a good backup. It's a good alternative. But I don't ever want to just get rid of paper, because how could I get rid of stuff like this? I mean,
no, you can't. Man. You can't.
So.
You can't. Hey, wait, is that Kang? Do you know that book's gone up since Kang was meant? No, dude, I'm just kidding.
No. No, that was number 10. This is 6 and 7 with Wonder Man. So,
but
all right, where did we leave off? I get us on all these rabbit trails. So
well, this is remember I mentioned we're still in the like the 70s here for Astro City in this particular series, this little mini series, and I mentioned about Silver Agent, and something happened to Silver Agent. Well, there he is on the electric chair. Why is he? We want to know, why did he get arrested? Why is he in jeopardy of losing his life and stuff like that? And they tell you. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody in case they want to do it, but and you got ones like this. This looks like this is a like a Cloak and Dagger type of group duo. So I mean they pretty much mimic a lot of the stuff. They got like their Fantastic Four type, stuff like that. They got their aliens, all the different alien types. Then they got their psychedelic guys.
So that's for the Doctor Strange, Doctor Fate, Doctor Spectre, all those fans.
Yeah, those type of things. You know, little Brother Power the Geek.
Okay.
You know, that type of weirdness. It falls under this kind of stuff. But it's neat because each issue introduces the characters, and it's part of a continuing story. And then this guy, although I think he was patterned after Lobo, but I think Lobo wasn't not. Was Lobo in the Bronze Age? I don't think so. Didn't he come? He came in the 80s. He was
I
first
thought Copper. Yeah, I thought he was a Copper guy.
Yeah. So they might take a little bit of literary license with their things like that.
Hello to Tylox. Nice to see you again.
Hello.
Tylox came on one day.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday like this.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Because I think I went and subbed to him after that, or I might have already been subbed to him, but
yeah, what you just showed, I saw a little Ghost Rider, I saw a little Punisher, I saw
a
little bit of that.
That's probably it. Because he does look like a demon.
Yeah.
So that's a good catch. Yeah, I didn't even think about it, but just the motorcycle and everything. Yeah, with the chain and everything. Yeah,
I can see a Lobo fan wanting that. Yeah.
So I would definitely say they patterned it probably more so after the Ghost Rider. Absolutely. That makes sense. And then, they got their Galactus types.
Yeah. A little bit of Shogun Warrior, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
They all kind of mix in together, and it's really, I really enjoyed it. I really do. I still got a number of issues to collect from the final series, and some from the second series, early ones. But it's a fun read. You know what I mean? It's not heavy-handed. It's not trying to tell me something. It's not trying to give me some kind of an agenda or something like that. It's just fun reading. Takes you back to what you liked about the Bronze Age, Silver Age. At least it did for me, anyway. And here we go. This is from the third series, I think. This is Vertigo, but I don't think it was part of the Vertigo. It might have been that first thing, but because they put the actual numbering right there after the name, so this is Astro City number 2 in this series. So. I know, like I said, I'm probably not doing it justice the way I'm yakking about it, but all I can tell you is if you really enjoy reading stories in the style of the Silver Age, style of the Bronze Age, into the early 80s, this series here is one you really should at least check out. It might not be for everybody. Everybody might not like it, but it's really, I find it really enjoyable.
Well, I don't really care for things newer than the 90s, but you're very convincing. In fact, here's proof of it. Spinner Rack may be going to pick some of those up later today. So you're probably doing a better job than you're giving yourself credit for.
Yeah.
As far as
not much of an orator, but but I give you one thing. I am passionate about it. That's for sure. I mean, I just the characters that they come up with, Well,
the robot, or I'm guessing that's a robot.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. I don't know if I could get into a guy with the top hat, white pants. but the robot looks really cool.
And it's just something different, you know what I mean? But it's a different style of character, but it's done in that Bronze Age style. You know what I mean? The storytelling and whatnot. Because you look at that robot, that doesn't look like space age type stuff, really. It looks more like steampunk type of.
I think Tylox is asking you a question. Is that current?
This one, I believe this was in the last series of it. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not out now. They finished up with, I believe, issue number 50, and I think that was about a year or so ago when they ended it. So, yeah, what's that say? Yeah, Reese, yeah, and then going. Oh, I did not hear that they were going to graphic novels, but I haven't seen anything come out, and I usually scour the independent racks when I go because I'm anything with Astro City, they'll get my money, unless it's something with I don't know Vampirella or something. As you could tell, I'm not a big Vampirella fan, but anyway, here's Astro City number 6. And just the covers alone are phenomenal. But they got their archetypes. They got like a Wonder Woman. They got a Flash. This is one of the Fantastic Four members, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I mean, there's all kinds of.
Okay, like a female angel. Yeah.
Yep. And then the guy in the background here. Let me just see. Do I have it?
Is he a ninja?
No, he's like their Batman.
Oh, okay.
Except he's almost like a religious based character, called the Confessor. If that's the right character, I think it is. And this is
that's the guy.
Is the actual. They did some action figures.
Okay.
Very, very limited line of them. But when I saw this one, I picked this one up because I like that character as well, the Confessor. So, but I mean, you can really, when you start reading it, you can see, okay, that's the Batman of this group. That's the Superman. That's the Fantastic Four. That's the Peter Parker type guy. So I mean, it really, you can relate to it.
So Sleepy is asking this question. If he's asking me, I kind of cut off after 93. So this will be up to you.
Have you seen the Superpowers series? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Big Superpowers fan here for the exact same reason. They bring all those Golden Age heroes, and they put them in like modern type stories, but not modern that would assault your senses type of thing. I really loved those. I think there was 3 series, if I'm not mistaken, 3 Superpower series. And then they also did little offshoots like Meet the Good Guys or Meet the Bad Guys or stuff like that. I pulled some of them to show. Now, of course, I can't find them, but I do have some here. Oh, right there.
Yeah, we're going to want to see those. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's another series that I'm very passionate about, that I love, and love the artwork, love the stories, love the characters, love the covers. It's just really, really good. But I mean,
yeah, don't worry, folks. We're going to get around to all this. So just sit back, relax, enjoy this 7-hour medley of books shown to you by.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point they're going to say, "Okay, enough with Astro City." But I mean, it just I can't sell it enough. It really was. Like I said, Howler Mouse was the one who introduced this to me. I saw him talking about it in one of his videos a long time ago, and I was not sorry that I started picking it up and following it. So, I mean, and they give you both sides of the coin. They give you the super heroics. Whoops, my camera.
And with a little bit of a homage of Speedy and Green Arrow there, right?
Yeah, a little bit, and but they'll they'll give you the human stories as well behind these characters too. You know, and I mean they're just phenomenal. I really, really love them. So, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is like a little bit of an homage to the Doom Patrol.
In all these, you're showing the title is manipulated in such a way it's pushed aside, drawn on the side, straight up and down. That one was, it's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah,
a balancing act, really.
Yeah, that's another thing that I always liked. I liked it when like Marvel or DC would take and do something with that logo. What do they call it? The trade dress or whatever, and make it part of the picture, or put it, I don't know, even just sideways or something. Brave and the Bold was great for that. I loved the way they did a lot of that stuff. And anytime they do things with the title, I really, really enjoy that kind of stuff.
One of the best was, I think, X-Men 135. Phoenix is reaching up and grabbing the X-Men and crumbling the letters into little pieces of dust. The Hulk was always kind of very subtle, because here you have this HULK, but every now and then there would be rocks, and some of the rocks would have fragment cracks in it. And
the best one that, for me, is you mentioned the Hulk, and it is the Hulk King Size Special #1, where he's got it on his back, drawn by Steranko. I think that's what makes me love that stuff, because I fell in love with that cover when I saw it, and it was just like, oh my gosh. I remember seeing it on the stand, and it was just like unbelievable. And I just love it when they do stuff like that. It just kind of spices it up a little bit. It's not just the same old, okay, but and it's hard to do with some of them. Some of them, like I love the iconic Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man one with the cobweb, with the spider webs. I love that one. I love that one. Just stuff like that. There's some more with I wish I could keep track of all the characters that they introduce and have in this world. But like you say, you probably need a scorecard. But there's just I don't know if that one shows up too well, but it's a guy with a guitar and just laid out differently. But it's I think like a Jimi Hendrix type vibe to it. And then the Return of the Hanged Man, which is just I just like that type of character. Phantom Stranger, those type of characters. And then you get to meet the astronaut, which I believe Astro City was founded upon. They finally introduced that late in the series. Now, some of the latest stories, I got to admit, some of the latest stories did not grab me as much. They do this one where one of the guys is this weird guy that's narrating some of the stories. Could have done without that. But that's at the tail end of this series. But the first two series and most of that third series, awesome. Really, really great storytelling, great world building. Here's the last one I got in this group anyway. And that's the guy right there, I believe. Is this character right here. I can't even remember what his name was. That's how forgettable he was to me. But I just, like I said, I love the fact that it's its own world. They have their own mythology, their own characters, their own stories, interactions, and stuff like that. I really, really highly recommend it to anybody who loves those style, the Silver Age, Bronze Age. Really, really love them. So, do you want me to just go right into the next thing, or you got something you want to show, or?
Well, would that be superpowers that you're having lined up next?
Yeah, I've got them all laid out right here.
Well, I'll share a screen here in a second.
Okay.
I'll just get it set up, but
I didn't get to pull all the superpowers that I wanted to. I've only got like 3 or 4 of them here. Actually, two from the actual superpowers series, and then a couple ancillary things.
So I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, it's showing up on the screen.
Yep.
So when I start off Captain America, this is talking about the continuity I was talking about earlier. So
yep.
Some all select. Then you get into I don't get all of them, of course. Then you go to the 1950s with John Romita over here on the yellow cover. Then, is this really Captain America with the Human Torch? Well, not really. It was just some guy dressed up. But I include that in there. So then his Silver Age appearance. And then in order, then he shows up in Sergeant Fury. So if you wanted to read continuity-wise, they go all the way down to where he gets his own title. But over here, he's in Daredevil. Yeah. So you can get all the way through them. And I did my best to figure out where he shows up each time. So every now and then I throw in the occasional Avengers, because if it dealt primarily with Cap, he wasn't always running around with the Avengers. So, and of course, here's his book and record. But
oh yeah, I remember having that, the one with the Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
something about the Phoenix, and I'm like, oh, I remember having that.
So you can see this over here, the Fantastic Four, second from the top right. So he's in that annual. Then his Bicentennial comes out. Then he's kind of in
the Treasury. I love that.
Then the Invaders, and so that's the way I would do it, and I would set them all up like that. So if you said, of course, this is my Captain America page. If I want to read every Captain America or close to it that I could figure out, if he showed up in Millie the Model,
that's pretty incredible.
I wouldn't know about it, but so.
Now you put those all in order yourself?
Yeah,
that's
So
pretty incredible.
I had to make a thumbnail for each one and then label it and make it a link that you click on it. It goes to this. So this was the. I don't know how much of that's showing.
I've never seen that one before.
It's a
7-Eleven giveaway.
Yeah, and so he's in there. So I put it in,
but the research you had to have done to in order to get the chronology right, I mean, that had to take some time.
Here you can practice drawing him.
So I used to draw Captain America too, but I not very good. Not very good. So I think if you're a comic book fan when you're a kid, I think all of us dreamed of drawing comics someday and whatnot. And there's a point where you get to where I got to, rather, that it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So just be happy that you can buy the comics and they're drawn by people who can draw it.
So I apologize to Spinner Rack. I don't exactly know when you asked this question. Hopefully Doctor can answer that.
As far as I know, Busiek is the only one that writes the Astro City stuff because it's his baby. I believe that's that he's the only one that writes it. Now he may have people that guest write it because he was sick for a while. So he may have had people fill in, but it was like he would give the okay on whatever was done. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say Kurt Busiek, that's his baby, and he saw it soup to nuts.
So if you wanted every Spider-Man, obviously on air that won't work. But I will take the Phantom. So here's a sample of the Phantom, but I also put in Phantom Stranger and Phantom Blot. So there's the brief origin of the Phantom. I started out with Harvey Hits, Gold Key, and then strangely enough, after 28 issues, King Publishing quits, and they turn it over to Charlton, but Charlton picks up with issue 30, and there was no 29. I don't understand why, but and then they go until eventually Marvel gets it in something called Defenders of the Earth, and then DC Comics gets the Phantom in a little miniseries, and then their own little series. And of course, I have Phantom Blot and Phantom Stranger chronologically. So
that's cool.
I even throw a Phantom Eagle, Phantom of the Opera,
Phantom Eagle. Phantom. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Two Gun Kid had one recurring character called the Purple Phantom, and I have all three of his books, but they're the same story, reprinted with 3 different covers. I have no idea why they chose that story. And then, of course, this very famous ad, which this little girl is making an easy bake oven, and the dad keeps stealing her bread or whatever she's baking, and he's the Phantom. So, ha ha ha. So, anyway,
I love Apparo's Phantom that he did with Charlton. I really loved his stuff.
So Spinnerack said I had way too much time on my hands. Yeah, I do.
I was going to say that's incredible to be able to take the time to research it so that you've got them chronologically right, man. That's taking some time and effort right there.
So my big pages are the whole Marvel, Fantastic Four, Tales of Suspense, all the way down through the 90s. It takes several pages. You can't fit all of those on one page because my system will crash. I had to break it up into 5 pages for Marvel, and DC did the same thing. But yeah, it got too big. I quit after a while, but I was making quite the database. So
yeah, that's incredible, man.
And Tylox, the movie might not have been really great for everybody. There is a YouTube place somewhere where some guy took a black and white version of the movie, cut out a lot of the stuff, and made it seem more like the original 1930s comic strip. I wish I could tell you the name of it, but enough of that.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the movie with what was it, Billy Zane? I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. So
I think we're ready for your Golden Age heroes, tributes, whatever we want to call them.
All righty. Well, Dynamite Comics put out a couple of series. I believe it was three series of superpowers, and it was Project Superpowers, and it was Project Superpowers 1, Project Superpowers Chapter 2, Project Superpowers Chapter 3, and they also did some offshoots. I wished I'd have been able to get my hands on them all this morning, but I just grabbed a couple of samples of different things that they did. This is let's see, is this chapter? Yeah, I don't have anything from the first series, Chapter 1, but what it is I believe a lot of the characters were from the old Nador or Nador, I don't know how you say it, Nador comics from the 30s, 40s, and 50s, or somewhere around there.
I thought it was Nedor.
It might be. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. Nedor.
I don't remember.
Nedor. Yeah, you could be right. I think you're probably right.
Okay.
You're probably right. Like I said, I'm not an expert, that's for sure. But this is a trade paperback of Superpowers Chapter 2, and it's got a lot of the characters right there on the cover. And it's just it's just, again, it's great, great stories, great characters, and it's not heavy-handed, it's not lecturing you, nothing like that. It's just
Now,
a good story.
For some of our younger audience, can you go ahead and point to each character, or as many as you remember, their names? So maybe some of these names you might. Well, I put you on the spot there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, because I couldn't tell you. I couldn't. I know the guy right here in the front is Boy King.
Right, from was that Clue Comics, I believe?
Again, not my bailiwick. I couldn't tell you where they came from. I just remember that they were part of that Nidor. A lot of them were published by Nidor. As to what series they were in, I couldn't tell you. I just know I love seeing new characters. And to me, these were new characters, even though I knew they were Golden Age characters. But they had all kinds of, geez, I'm going to draw a blank on them all. You know? Shoot.
Well, our title image for this video, I put you on the Black Terror.
Yeah.
And so I don't think he was on that cover.
Hey, here we go. This is inside that there.
Okay. There's the Black Terror. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Black Terror, and you can see some of the names for the other ones right there. I know. Is it showing up? Can you read the names?
Mr. Face.
The Face, yeah. What else we got? Pyroman, right here.
He would be from Startling Comics.
The Green Llama.
Yep.
The Green Llama, who is prominent in a lot of these superpower stories. He's one of the prominent figures. They also use Mighty Samson. Who else we got? The Fighting Yank. He's another prominent figure in the stories. The Flame, Hydro, the Target, which were 3 people. You see him right there on the left side of your screen, I believe. So, and then that's Daredevil. Of course, they can't call him Daredevil now, so they call him the Death-Defying Devil, apostrophe Devil.
And for our crowd, the character you can use, but the name is trademarked by Marvel, ABC, or Disney.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just I love team books. That's why I was always a fan of Justice League, JSA, Avengers, Fantastic Four, all that kind of stuff. But the artwork and everything in here is phenomenal. There you go. Now, I didn't have any idea of what the Green Llama was. You know, I learned through these
pretty cool character.
Yeah, these series.
So if they can't get their hands on Golden Age, these are great books to kind of get a flavor for the Golden Age. So.
Exactly.
Every now and then, the Golden Age would mess around with this type of formatting. You see the round panel, like they're in a carved out dugout, like a bomb shelter, and so the artist is doing his best to emulate that on this page. So because of the other 2 panels curve around, so pretty innovative, I think, for its day. So his powers are like flying around. He can catch a bomb and throw it, and he's pretty merciless on the enemy aircraft. Pretty tough guy. And we'll go back to the good doctor here.
and in this trade paperback here, they show a lot of the different style covers that they had on the things, and they did some variants. I'm not a huge variant guy, but they did some variant stuff, and but just incredible artwork. So,
oh yeah, looks real good.
Yeah. So I mean, this is really. Unfortunately, I got a copy where they actually put the sticker on the cover. So, and I tried to get it off, and now I got part of the cover still on it though. But yeah, that was chapter 2. I don't have anything from chapter 1. Here is an issue out of there, but it was like this is issue number 10. That's good.
Okay. I'm drawing a blank as to their names.
The middle guy is that Mr. Mask guy. The guy on the right, I can't remember. He was like a Sargon the sorcerer type.
Oh, Ibis? No.
No, the over here. I don't think it was Ibis.
No. Oh, how embarrassing.
Yeah, tell me about it. Like I said, I can't keep all that information in my head. I just something else would have to go, and
right.
And then, like I said, there's the Death Defying Devil. He had his own series.
Note the name.
Yeah.
The word dare is not there. Yeah.
Nope. Apostrophe devil.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really cool because he's somewhat of when he's introduced in this series, he's somewhat of a mysterious character. Doesn't really talk a lot. If he talks at all, I'm trying to remember. I don't think he talked until much later on. So nobody knows who he is under the mask and stuff like that, which I love that stuff, And then this was another series, but it had a lot of the same flavor, and it's called Masks. There were 2 of these. There was Masks 1, and then this is from Masks 2. But it has, all the same old style characters from the Golden Age and stuff like that.
Is that supposed to be Miss Fury?
The one down here?
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Huh.
And then, of course, you see the Black Terror and.
Oh yeah.
Was that Madam Mask? No.
Yeah, these would be right up my alley.
More of the green. Blank. Yeah, the green llama again. So, I mean, and this is this looks like
the Thunder Agent guy.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Peter Cannon.
Peter Cannon. Yeah, that's Peter Cannon. Which I love. Another character I love.
So. See, if you give us enough time, we can come up with the names.
yeah, it's just on the spot. It's like, in a casual conversation, you could probably come up with all the names, but.
So for those of you not familiar with the Daredevil, this is what he looked like. The most famous cover, and probably what people would consider the best Hitler cover. So. Any of them, like Captain America punching out Hitler, any of these old books where war not even really started. So you get more than a couple of heroes joining up, and which was good salesmanship. You can then spin these guys off on other stories. So,
and so that was stuff from Dynamite. I really like those things when they do them. They did one recently that was a crossover, I believe, with either Red Sonja or Vampirella. I can't remember. I did not get any from that series, and I probably will go back and pick them up. But it was like a Red Sonja or Vampirella meets some of the superpowers guys. I didn't see how they would all mesh together, so I don't know the story or whatnot. But being somewhat of a completist, I want to get anything to do with superpowers, so I'll probably pick those up. But in staying with that style of bringing those Golden Age characters, ABC Comics, America's Best Comics, they got Tom Strong, and a lot of times in his stories, these characters will show up. And this is Terra, Obscura, and Splash Brannigan. And you can see, I gotta get the lighting right here. So, okay. I'll get my camera right. There we go. You can see the Black Terrors on that one too, along with some other characters.
So the Jungle Girl,
I think her name is Panther.
is that Princess Panther?
I think so.
Pantha.
And then I believe the guy behind her is, I think, Pyroman.
Oh, yeah. Well, if Jambo were here, he could tell us.
And then I think this is Miss Mask, I think. I'm not sure.
She might have been from Wonder Comics. I'm drawing a blank.
But these strong Tom Strong series there.
Oh,
incredible.
I would have bought that. I would have bought that because that looks like 1961.
Exactly.
Marvel.
Exactly. Excuse me. But yeah, it just has that. To me, I call it the feel good factor.
Yeah.
You know, I see this and I just feel good. It takes me back. It's got a little nostalgia to it for me, even though I know it's a fairly new modern comic. You know, but then you think that was nostalgic. Check this out. This is a direct homage to the Justice League.
You bet.
I can't remember what number it was, but I mean, inside those bubbles are all the other different characters, you know, and it's just like, it was just awesome. It was a great story, great art, great characters. Even the logo, they made it look like Justice League, you know. So it's a lot of fun. That's what it boils down to. They're a lot of fun to read. And this one here, you're going to know this one.
Oh yeah. Number 26. Fantastic.
There you go. There you go. So I mean, they're quite the homage, and great stories. A lot of fun. And now
just a second here. Here's Ms. Mask.
There you go.
She appeared in Exciting Comics. So
Exciting Comics will be coming up.
Okay, cool.
So I've got a couple of those from the new modern Exciting Comics, which is a homage to a lot of that stuff. These right here are from still working with America's Best Comics, ABC Comics. They put out 2 miniseries, Terra, Obscura, and they deal with a lot of the different characters and whatnot. And this is issue number 1. I don't know why my camera is giving me a hard time today. There we go. And you can see a lot of the characters fighting Yank. I think that's Pyroman. No, that's Black something, Black Bat or something like that. And then up here you can see that's actually the Black Terror. But actually, I don't think it's the Black Terror. I think it's his sidekick. And I can't remember what his sidekick's name was. But this is one that I want to find out more about this particular character. Here's number 2 of 6. This one right here, the Green Ghost. I just like the look of that character. And he seems like he's a Spectre type or a Phantom Stranger type supernatural.
Yeah, he might be a backup feature for one of the more main characters. I'm not very familiar right now.
Right. I really want to. I just haven't had the time to do it. I really want to research that and find out because I'd love to have stories about him.
For the fighting Yank will be in Startling Comics, and hopefully my image will show up. So here it is. So that's kind of what he looked like. Imagine Paul Revere in the Raiders concert getting out of hand, and that's what it would kind of look like. So
yeah.
All right.
Pretty cool. And this is issue 3. And it was a really, really well done series.
It's a great name for a book. Like Obscure Earth.
Yep. And then this one, you got to have at least an obligatory ape on one of the issues.
That those panels on the cover, everything is in the shape of Mysterio.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
yeah.
I see that. Yeah, and this one here is like one of the AIM, the AIM goons there, AIM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we got issue number 5. And issue number 6. Stay put. Thank you. There we go. And again, if you're into, the Golden Age characters, or you like learning about newer characters with some history, it's a great series to pick up. And this is Terra Obscura Volume 2. Number 1. And here's a great group cover. Number 2. Number 3. Yep, number 3 of 6. And these are easy to find, and they're not very expensive. You can usually find them on sale on eBay. You can get, usually a lot of times they'll put the entire six issues together, and you can pick them up for about $20 or so. And number 4.
It's almost a Red Skull.
Yeah. Number 5. And number 6. So again, like me, if you like those characters, learning about new characters, old characters, it's really, I really can't recommend it enough. A lot of fun, just fun, good fun storytelling, good fun reading. So, and all right, you got anything you want to show or?
Not offhand. I'm enjoying what you're showing so much. I couldn't find the ghost character on my
the green ghost.
Yeah, I couldn't find him, but I may have him somewhere. I have thousands, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Ghost Rider! I love the Ghost Rider one.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to get some of those issues of Ghost Rider. I've got the Ghost Rider reprints that they did in the 60s. I think it was 7 issues. I think it was. Marvel did. But I'd love to get some of those. They're just the ones I've seen so far are just out of my price range. So That's some great stuff.
I'll have to go back and resize this one apparently, but yeah,
Just
great
good,
character.
fun stories.
And then they make this character in Marvel. They make him or his descendant attack and manipulate Hawkeye's wife, Mockingbird.
Was that in the West Coast Avengers series?
Yeah, and it's like a grandson or something. They really did a number on him.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Well, it's like you couldn't leave a well enough alone,
right?
They gotta somehow do something to him. But so in keeping with more of those Golden Age characters, especially the Black Terror, I got a couple more series here. This is I don't know if it was more than two. I just got two issues of Black Terror. Now, I'm not a fan of this style of artwork. I don't know who does that. I'm not a fan of it. It looks too sketchy to me.
Yeah, and it's like they're embarrassed of his costume, so let's put a real cool looking jacket on him instead.
Yeah. So I mean, it was okay, and they did the same here. Yeah. But I like the character, the Black Terror. So yeah. I'll pick it up and then they started. This is new. I learned about this about a year and a half ago, where evidently they started a new exciting comics series, and they have a lot of the Golden Age characters as part of it. And here is the first issue. This one here is a big square bound issue, first issue, which anybody knows me knows I love the square bounds. I love those old Marvel and DC square bound books. But you can see some of the characters there. And then is this one.
Well, they're looking good.
And then I think this is a newer one. I don't think the Crimson Scorpion is a Golden Age character. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. But I think it's more of a homage to like the Blue Beetle type of thing. Prime Buster.
Hockey?
I think that's a floor hockey stick, field hockey stick, right?
Yeah.
So, but I love this. That is that is a cover that could be on any DC horror book.
You bet.
Just love that cover. This was actually the first issue of this I picked up because I saw the Black Terror on the cover, and I said, oh, okay, well, I got to get that. And then I found out through a Facebook friend, she said, no, they're coming out with a lot of those stories with older characters, because she knew I like the older characters. So I said, well, I'll start hunting them down. So I hunted down the first 5 issues. So, and here is number 5. But again, it's fun reading, fun stories with the characters and whatnot. Love them.
Yeah, because that looked like it could be a good sci-fi pickup, a good horror pickup, all wrapped up in one.
Yep. Yeah, it's just that's a cool cover.
Yeah.
I love it. So, alrighty. So, what do we want to move on to next? You want to do Gunmaster?
Yeah, but I'll give you a break and show you something I think you'll get a kick out of. I was looking through my golden age, and I just happened to see this nice Porky Pig, which I think you'll get a kick out of because of the subject matter.
I love it.
And it's quite the long story. And boy, there's a lot of good wrestling action. He's I don't want to make people sick by too much scrolling, but they build the ring and the wrestling match is getting ready to go, and it's going to be a big arena. So
that's awesome.
I won't spoil the story, but you can see it's quite a wrestling match. So there's off the top rope. So, for those of you that don't know, the good doctor and I are nice wrestling fans. So I thought you might get a kick out of that. So.
I did. I do. I've got a couple of issues of various comics when they deal with wrestling. Like there's a Superman one I got where he's facing Antonina Rocca, who was a big star in the 50s, and stuff like that. And that's another thing. My grandfather got me hooked on wrestling. He got me watching it, and it was just like they were larger than life figures, similar to superheroes for me.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like, and it was the morality play, good versus evil, you know, that attracted me too. And I'm a wrestling fan to this day. Now it's a little different today than back then, but although AEW, the new group on the block, they're doing really, really well. But I just miss the old territory days, you know.
Yeah,
so.
Let's hopefully by this this stream we can really see to it that people go out and get this issue of Porky Pig. Will cause a run on them. They'll be sold out. So
that's it. I better get mine quick.
Yeah,
right on eBay here.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, sir. All 12 people watching are going to go get Porky Pig.
There we go. Are we speculating on if there's a movie going to be made with that? No. Okay. All right. We got. I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned that when we were on the air or not. But I found out about a Western character, and I like all things Western, called Gunmaster, and it's kind of a take on the Lone Ranger. I was always a Lone Ranger, Clayton Moore, you know, Jay Silverheels, gotta love him. And so when I saw that, I said, well, I'm going to start picking them up. So I started picking them up. They appear in Six Gun Heroes for the most part. There is another one or two series that they're in, or he's in rather. But so this is Six Gun Heroes number 59. I don't believe this is his first appearance, but it's close to it.
Oh, Steve's going to enjoy that.
Oh yeah, believe me, when I was pulling these, he was one I thought of. I said, I'm sure he's probably got them all, you know. So I got that. I got a second copy of it. So, and then what do we got? This is number 62. I'm hoping I wrote the numbers down on these because otherwise, most of them I'm not going to know what the numbers are because they didn't put them on the outside.
I think Meyer's telling us that he's added Porky Pig to his shopping
cart.
There
you go. Added to cart. Love it. Oh, here we go with Six Gun Heroes number 65.
Good costume. I like the black face covering.
Yeah, like a cowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is one of the other series he was in. He was only in a couple of times. Outlaws of the West. And I don't have the issue on that one. I didn't write it on the back, unfortunately. Sorry. But that is one of his earliest appearances. Then we're back to Six Gun Heroes with number 66. These
are so good, and they're not probably not too expensive.
No. They are getting that way. They have gone up from when I started collecting them. You could get them, $4, $5, probably cost more in shipping than what you had to pay for the actual book. This is number 68, but no, now they're starting to go up. Now it's probably an average of about $10, $12 per book. Sometimes you can get a real good bargain when they put them together, 2 or 3 issues together. And that's why I look for those. I try to see if I can get in those. But now I'm getting to the point where the issues are really sporadic that I need. So it's like the chances of them being put together are kind of slim and none. And Slim's in Texas.
Yeah.
So I don't have I did put the number on this one. This is number 71. And if
Gunmaster killed, boy.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they took this and made it. They did like a reprint book. I think they took the image off of that cover and put it on that reprint book. And I have that somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Here is 6 Gun Heroes 74. It's some pretty dynamic covers. I like this one. For the perspective.
Yeah, because he's a little bit Ghost Rider, a little bit Lone Ranger, a little bit anybody, really.
Yep. And they're very, very simple stories, straightforward stories, nothing, overly whatever. They're just straight Western stories, Well, there's a bad guy, got to go get the bad guy. And here we go. This number, this is 76.
That's pretty cool.
And then number 78.
The grin on that guy's face.
This guy right here reminds me of another character that appears in the Sarge Steel series.
Okay.
I forgot, he's smiling something, the smiling skull or something like that. When I saw it, I thought it was the same character, and I'm like, wow, did he cross over? Because that would make it even more enticing for me, But he looks very similar to that guy. So, and this one, I guess they wanted to up the price when they resold it, so they scratched out the 12 cent and put 15 cents. This is 6 Gun Heroes number 83.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know that was a Gatling gun, they put it right in the middle of the Gatling gun.
What they used to call it, the Devil's Breath or something like that. That's what they used to call it back in the Western days. And then we got number 79, where I believe they introduce his sidekick now, Bullet Boy.
Yeah, I guess Bucky was already taken. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And Robin,
yeah.
the name sound wouldn't fit. So, and then we got, they actually changed the title of the book to Gunmaster. I guess he got popular enough to get the book himself. So this is number 1, Gunmaster.
So they started over with a numbering sequence. Cool.
I believe so. Or did they? No, they didn't. I'm sorry. I think it was 4 issues. Yeah, 4 issues. So I think I did one of your things where I stuck them in between or something. Where they belong or whatever.
So. Here's where I get a little critical. As much as I enjoy their costuming, that's a white outfit, and you're out in the middle of the desert, basically. They better have a lot of bleach. So
I
that's
was
all I
going to
got to
say,
say.
you're talking laundry here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and here we go with number 82.
And do you recall her name at all?
I do not. I think those were two other characters not in this story. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Annie Oakley, and I think that's Wyatt Earp. I think. I don't think they're part of this story. They're just because it's still like an anthology book. And this is why I got confused with it, because they must have done this, and then let's see, where was I with that? Okay, because this is issue number 84, and you can see they've changed the trade dressing to reflect it's just him and Bullet Boy. They're the headliners now. But this is the continuation of the actual Six Gun Heroes numbering system. And then number 85.
Great cover.
I love the reds, yellows, pop. This one here, I got to get into a new bag. So this is number 86, I believe. Number 87. The eyes have it. And then this one now, check, they made a little alteration to his uniform. There, now he's got the hat going. Most of the time you see him, he's not wearing the hat. He might have it around his neck sometimes, but he's not wearing it. Now when he puts it on, who does he look like?
More like Lone Ranger instead of the Zorro. He was running around looking like Zorro for a while.
Right. So, and then we got number 89. I believe that's the end of that series.
Who's the villain there?
Oh, let's see. Does it say? It does not say.
You may need to set that one aside for Wednesday. We're doing American Indians, if that's what I think it is. So
yeah, I'll have to open it up and see. So, but I got two of those.
Oh, good.
So, and then like I was saying, that was I showed you the first issue of the Gunmaster and Bullet Boy. Here, this is issue number 2.
Oh, the inevitable, hey, there's two of us cover. Yeah.
The doppelgangers. And then this is 3. Yeah, number 3.
I think they compared whose shirt was the whitest, and that was the determinative. And Bullet the Gun Boy. They might need to work on that title a little.
Yeah. You think it might not fly today?
Yeah.
But all I can think of is when you mentioned about the doppelgangers there comparing, all I can think of is I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a Western comedy called Rustler's Rhapsody with Tom Berenger.
No, afraid not.
Have you ever seen? Oh my gosh, is that funny? Oh my gosh. Because he's like he portrays a singing cowboy type, like a Gene Autry or a Roy Rogers type, and he does things like when he goes to practice his gun shooting, right? Instead of setting up tin cans or bottles, he has little wooden carved wooden hands that are holding a gun. So you shoot the hand. That's how he would train himself to only shoot people in the hand. And at one point he tells one of the big mean guys in a bar or something like that. He goes, "I'll have to shoot you in the hand," and the mean guy goes, "In the hand, not in the face or the chest. I don't think I like that." And it's just so funny the way he does it, because you find out he's practicing by shooting the hand. Oh my gosh. Anyway, here's number 4.
Great voice, by the way. You'll have to give us a little Dusty Rhodes later.
Live and in living color, if you will. Oh, love Dusty. Who doesn't love Dusty Rhodes, man? The Bull in the Woods. Son of a plumber. All right. So, you want me to continue on?
Definitely.
Okie doke.
Let me
do
just
the
let me go ahead and give a
comics group.
While you're getting those, I'll give in a plug for tomorrow. I hope to have Steve.
Oh yeah,
Charlton 66 on. We're
that's
gonna be
awesome.
Around 3 Eastern in the afternoon tomorrow, and
cool.
As you can see, I'm very efficient at pointing out where the top staple is. So, but Steve's a good guy, and he's getting back into town. He had to be out of his state for a few days, and so he'd like to come on and talk about some things tomorrow. So
awesome. Hopefully
everybody can tune in for that. And
3 o'clock, you said?
That's what we agreed on. I haven't spoken with them recently, but
all right.
we'll give that a shot. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. What other channel can you see? Astro City, Gunmaster, Porky Pig, Green Llama, Tales from Beyond the Unknown, and I even threw in a couple of Avengers. So that's the kind of variety we have here, and we're not done. So take it away.
We're going into the American Comics Group, ACG, and Adventures into the Unknown. They had a couple of superheroes. The first being Nemesis, and this is issue number 154 of Adventures into the Unknown, and this is where he debuts.
And I forgot, I showed one of those earlier, and so you showed that one, so we can add that to our list. We've shown much more than that.
And then let's see, here we go with 155 dinosaur cover.
I have that one. That's a great one.
And then where are you? 156.
So you really collect where the superhero takes over.
Yes. Yeah. I do have a couple of issues before that, and I think no, it's just before that. But as a rule, I collected just the superhero ones to begin with.
So it started off as this kind of a mystery title, folks, and here are these terrible disaster from outer space coming in. And as a reminder, this is one I showed earlier, the good dinosaur dragon. So yeah, one day I meant to set that aside. One day I'd like to do some dinosaur dragon and sea monsters.
Boy, for the dinosaur ones, I'll pull out the old what was it? GI Combat? Not GI Combat. It was one of the war titles where they there was a lot of dinosaurs on their covers.
Yeah, Star Spangled War and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everything from Godzilla to Ella Dinosaur, even old Tarzan's. He's got dinosaurs. So we'll be loaded for that one. So
yeah, we'll be ready. And when we go on to 157, little underwater action.
Great cover.
And let's see here, 158. Nemesis meets the greatest challenge in The Ghosts That Live. It looks like he's supposed to be like a Joker character, or like the Jester character from the old Daredevil series.
Yeah.
So I like that cover, though. The yellows and the reds. Just pops. And we got 159. Looks like he might barely survive.
Sorry, you get nothing but crickets after that comment.
Yeah, I know. Good night, folks. Thanks for coming. Oh, let's see here. This is 160. This is one copy I had, but it's got wicked water stain on it, so I had to go get another one. So I got one that's a lot better. So
it's still a great cover.
If my camera would cooperate with me. There we go. And then the next one is, where is it? 161. I had a coverless one for a long time. And then I was able to pick up a nice issue of it.
Yeah, that could have been a 1960s House of Secrets style. Yeah, very cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or one of those ones like, what is it? World of Fate or something like that.
Okay.
162. I like this cover. This will look a horror on his face.
Those are trees.
Looks, what's that?
Those are trees that are attacking. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to. Chick Stone did the cover. To me, it looks a little Kirby-esque.
Chick was a great inker. Kind of like a Mike Royer for Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Chick Stone had great inks. Yeah. And he had a Kirby style.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Because that's what I first thought of when I saw this. I said, wow, did Kirby actually work on this book? 163.
Yeah, I have on my thumb drive, I have a whole page dedicated to floating hands or disembodied hands covers, and that's one of them.
And his not too common for orange covers, I guess, but it's 165.
Wow.
So it's pretty neat. Like I said, I always am drawn to obscure characters, superhero characters. So when I learned about this, I had to go out and, I would scour every place I ever went, conventions, flea markets, eBay, and pick them up.
That's great. That is great. He's drawn really. Is that still Chick Stone? That's good stuff.
Does it say here? Yes, it is Chick Stone. Yeah. He's got it signed. Yeah.
Hey,
and
good doctor. Let me break in. I just wanted to.
Sure.
Oh, I wasn't kidding. I have a whole page to strange disembodied hands.
Oh my gosh.
As you can see, I thought the subject was rather bizarre. And over here, there's what you just showed. Yeah. But I got a kick out of that. Now, not all of these really classify or qualify, but there's always some sort of like here's a good Batman.
Do you have a lot of the ones like that you do a theme for?
No, not really.
No.
And so
just the hands,
or some disembodied. Maybe not necessarily connected to a giant, but anyway, I get a kick out of it. I had too much time on my hands, so.
Well, I mean, I do have some of the same tendencies because, there's a character that in DC in the Strange Adventures, the Faceless Hunter from Saturn, I think it is, or something like that. He appears 3 times, and then he appeared in the Bronze Age as part of a storyline in Action Comics, and I kind of like the character there. Found out that he's done 3 different appearances in Strange Adventures, so now I'm working on getting those three appearances. I think I've got 2 of them. I just need the first one, and of course that's the more expensive of them all. But it's just little things like that for whatever reason strike your fancy. and it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, okay, I want to get all his appearances, you know. So, all right, we got 167 again, very Kirby-esque.
Yes. You'd swear that's Kirby because his
Yeah.
giant hands coming right at you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so that was Adventures into the Unknown, and now I'm switching over to Forbidden Worlds.
Thank you, Justin.
And they had a superhero they put in there, Magic Man. And this is issue number, where are you? 125. His first appearance, I believe. Oh, 127. Okay, I got a coverless 127, but here's my 127 with the cover.
So his magic, he could just melt things.
I guess that was part of it. I think he could do all kinds of things, make things levitate and crumble things and split people in half, like 128.
Yeah, that comes in handy.
I think it's a magic trick. Oh, let's see here. 129.
Good outer space issue, too.
I don't know. When I first saw this cover, for some reason, I thought the astronaut, I thought it was Herbie, the character from ACG. ACG.
Well, those spacesuits don't really help the figure. You know, it doesn't help your appearance too much.
I don't know why. It was like, is that Herbie? No, okay. 130. I think there is an issue somewhere where they appear with Herbie, because I'm trying to hunt that one out.
Those are Dynomutt's relatives, I think. Tacky.
Yeah, there you go. Dynomutt and Blue Falcon.
Yeah, no one under 30 knows what we're talking about.
Oh. I just got I can't lay my hands on it, but I just got Dynomutt figure and a Blue Falcon figure, action figure. Of course, they separated them, put them in two different lots, two different packages, so you couldn't buy them together. You had to buy both packages.
In the cartoon, I always wanted to know more about Blue Falcon. What made him decide to become a crime fighter? And did he build the dog himself, or is this they discover each other one day? I never knew how that all got together, but I don't think Hanna-Barbera cared. They just slapped it together, put it on the screen, like the Herculoids. Where did they come from?
Yes, yeah. I always wondered that. It's like, where in the universe is whatever the planet was? What's his planet name? I can't think of what the planet's name was.
And the flying pterodactyl, Gloop or Gleep, and
Gloop and Gleep, yeah.
And the rhino and the gorilla, and they all just want to do whatever Andar says, and what
they were like family pets.
Yes.
I loved Igu, the giant rock ape. That was my favorite. I loved that character. I thought that was a cool character, you know. And they had they put out a bunch of action figures back in, I want to say, the 80s. And boy, I had a chance to pick them up, and I should have, and I didn't, and I kick myself every day because now they're way out of my price range. You know, they're several $100s for them. I did manage to pick up the Birdman figure. Had to get Birdman because he was one of my top guys back in the 60s. So 132. Some more Magic Man.
Great gorilla.
Send in the apes.
Yeah, I would put that with a bunch of Conga from Charlton Comics. Great stuff.
Yeah. We got 133.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, there are no speculation on this one. Yeah.
No. Oh. And then this one here I really love. It's 136. And this is where they have a crossover between the two, Nemesis and Magic
Yeah.
Man.
I have that one.
Yeah.
I can't seem to get my hands on it for some reason. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But I do have it.
Love that cover. Love that story. So and then we got number 138. And I think that's it for those. I do have this one here, which is 115, but it's nothing spectacular about it. It's just another issue I have in the series. So
No, but it's cool.
And then they had a third superhero title, if you want to call it that. I do, but that I didn't know about till probably only about 4 or 5 years ago. I'd never seen it anywhere, never seen it advertised in any of the other books or anything. And it's Calling John Force, Magic Agent. And that's issue number 1.
Is that a patch on his eye?
Yep.
Okay, so he's a Nick Fury almost.
Yep. Like a Nick Fury. The other one I think of all the time with the eye patch is Falcon 7 from the Birdman cartoons.
Okay.
Falcon 7. And here is issue number 2. Eye-opening yellow and red. And then the final issue, number 3. Watch out for that killer seagull.
Yeah, that's got to be the top 3 seagull covers of all time, right there.
Oh, so but you don't see those. I rarely. I don't think I've ever seen anybody show these before. And I didn't even know they existed, like I said, till about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's like, okay, now I'm on a mission. I get these things like that where it's like it becomes a mission that, okay, I got to find these things because I want to read them stories, learn about those characters, you know. All right, what else have we got?
A couple of months ago, I had Captain Strangelife on, and he knows that I have this issue. He's got this as well. Right on our stream, he told me, turn to page so-and-so and read the like the third letter on the side. And it's a letter to the editor, and the guy just is ruthless, telling the editor, your stories are terrible. I picked it up off the sidewalk to prevent somebody else from picking it up. It's atrocious. You ought to be ashamed. And all. It was just reaming the poor guy out. It's worth getting it just for the letters page, folks. Forbidden Worlds, number 144. Ask for it by name. So,
I pulled out just some random stuff, another guilty pleasure of mine, and that's the Big Bang series. Not anything to do with Big Bang, the TV show, but Big Bang that was put out by Image Comics. And they were basically, again, an homage to the various different Silver Age, Golden Age, Bronze Age, into the modern age. So I pulled out a couple of those that I had handy. And this right here is Ultiman Family, which he is their Superman. So it's done like a Superman family type of thing, based on the Silver Age style. And there's quite a number of issues. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say it's somewhere around 30 issues. Then you have
Rod, you keep going. I'm going to have to mute my microphone for about 30 seconds. So go ahead.
Okie doke. Then we've got their homage to the Dark Knight and the gritty Batman type character when they got the Night Watchman. And you can tell that's just exactly what it's supposed to be, like a Frank Miller homage. This is pretty neat. But the character, this is what they brought the character into. The character actually does appear in some of the earlier iterations, like his Silver Age costume and stuff. And then this is just what they did when they advanced to the Dark Knight era. And then in the 90s, there was they're actually poking fun at themselves. And they did this in this is number 4, and they did it in the classic Image style, with all the absurdities and physiology of the different characters. Dr. Weird and some of the other characters there. So, but I wished I could have found more of these. I got them somewhere buried over there, I think. But that's another great series if you just like stories that are fun to read, and it takes you back to the style of the 60s and the Silver Age and the Bronze Age. That's a good series to collect. I've got one coming. It may actually, I think it's right here in this package. It's a square bound, like DC annual type of thing. I believe it even has the go-go checks across the top of a character called the Sphinx. So that's cool. I can't wait to open that up and see that. But if you're interested in reading, again, just fun stories with fun art, good, just easy to read stories. Big Bang is a series you might want to think about trying out. So, welcome back, sir.
The wife wanted to tell me about lunch that's coming up. So,
well, you just tell me when you're ready. So,
I asked Rod if he wanted to stream before lunch, and he says, who needs lunch? So, and it's past lunchtime where you live.
Oh yeah, we're at 1:13 here. So I can't believe we've been already at this for 2 hours. To me, it seems like it's only been 20 minutes.
You're really good into superheroes. We desperately need to get you into some funny animals at some point. So I don't know how we do that unless now there's Super Goof. That's where they made Goofy a superhero. So. But for my Gold Key fans, I'm just showing some good Yogi Bear here.
This is probably about as goofy as I get.
Oh, yeah. Did you show that earlier, or was it Strange Life?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't show it, so maybe Captain Strangelife did. I'm sure he's probably got it.
Yeah, Heckle and Jekyll's in there. Cool.
I think there's only 4 issues of this, and I'm trying to get all of them. I remember going to visit my uncle up in Canada. He owned a dairy farm up there. We used to go up in the summertime for a summer vacation for a week, and they had a little country store down there. And over the back of the counter, they hung on a clothesline. They hung comic books for sale. So I remember convincing my folks to buy me. It wasn't this one. It was, I think, number 2. This is, I believe, number 1.
Yeah, number 2 would do that.
So, I'm like, again, that's a mission I'm on to get all of those because I remember that cartoon series very well. All right. So you let me know when you
Let me.
want to shut me up and kick me off. So just let me know.
Oh, good. Got a fellow Yogi Bear fan in the house. Excellent. Hello, David. Yeah, I want to put in a real quick plug for Wednesday. I'll be going over Scalp Hunter, a great character from Weird Western Tales, and our theme will be American Indian related. So, oh, excellent. Yeah, I just completed this run not too long ago, and I'm really excited about it.
Wow, that's good because that's a long run.
Well, I don't want you to think I have a few of the old Jonah Hex, but I mean where Scalp Hunter shows up in what was it, number 40, something like that, and all the way to the end of the title. I mean, I have a few of the original. What am I saying? Jonah Hex appearances before they gave him his own title, and then they let Scalp Hunter have it. But I was thinking about binding the Scalp Hunter issues, and so that's why I wanted to complete the Scalp Hunter run. I should clarify that way, not the full Weird Western Tales run, but I have some of those, but I have all the Scalp Hunter issues.
Yeah, I've got like most of the Weird Tales up to I think 27 right now, and then I picked that one up, which is number 39. I believe that's when Scalp Hunter takes over.
Okay, yeah, 39. I was close. 40, yeah, 39,
yeah.
40. Excellent.
Yeah. So
I think this is his last issue, and although sometimes when a guy's coming at you with a gun, you got to get the gun out of his hands as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
I
use ice picks.
Yeah, because they were on ice cubes to begin with, so that's why he happens to have those. That's not standard get the gun out of the guy's hands issue for for people to have around. But you be sure to tune in this Wednesday. We'll have American Indians all over the place. It'll be great.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be fun. I've already, like I said, I've already pulled some of the stuff for that in anticipation of it. So, I guess
I'm working on the musical intro. It'll be that famous war chant. Oh,
no F Troop?
No. I didn't think it through that much. So,
whenever I think Western stuff, funny Western stuff, that's the first thing that comes to mind is that F Troop theme, man. It's just crazy. Larry Storch is still alive. He's like 90 something, I think.
Good.
He's still alive. I think he's the last one from the show that's still alive. Ken Berry might be, but I think he died. But I don't ask me why. I just go off on these tangents. But
show us something real good here.
Okay, I'm going to show you another series that I was introduced to by Tim Howler-Mouse there, and it's a more of a period style piece. And it's called The Goon. The character is called The Goon, and the series is called The Goon, but they have different iterations of it and whatnot. So I just pulled out some random ones. This is, let's see. It's always hard to figure out what issue it is. Sometimes they're on the cover, sometimes they're not. And this one isn't, but it's part 2 of a series within the series, which is called Once Upon a Hard Time. And the Goon is takes place in its own little world. It's like you're back during the Prohibition era, but you're dealing with monsters and aliens and talking spiders who want to take over the town and stuff like that. It's really fascinating. I find it fascinating anyway. And the Goon is kind of, he's kind of like your stereotypical tough guy, So, I mean, it's a fun read. Again, that's why I liked it. It's just a fun read. And here we go with the Goon, and then it's got Hellboy there.
Meyer Greenblatt's right there with you, Doctor.
Cool. Yeah, it really is. It's just a fun series, and doesn't take itself too seriously. There's a great sense of humor that goes with it amongst the characters. The banter is funny, and yet they're trying to deal with the monster or villain of the month type of thing, or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. It's just, I know I overuse that phrase or whatever, calling it fun, but doggone, it is. That's just fun, pure entertaining. Here we go. Can the Goon escape the theater bazaar with Zombo?
Oh, excellent. Gratu's going to want that because of the name Zombo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That almost had a gold key painted cover feel to it. Not quite. It's still modern.
Right.
But almost.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. You would love to see on the back without all the words and stuff. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I love that clown, the Zombo clown. It's just creepy. I don't know if you can see his eyes, but he looks creepy. So, but very, very cool. Here we go with number 9. And it's just cool. I just really like the character. I like the look of the character. Again, the stories are very simple and straightforward and entertaining. And you never know what's going to pop up in it. They have very eclectic characters, and you might think, "Oh, what the devil is that?" Yeah, he's got 3 heads or whatever, but he might be a beloved figure in the town type of thing, not a villain at all. And here we go with number 12.
Anthony, they're 8:00 Eastern. Bizarre. That's a bizarre look.
Yeah. So, but that's just a handful of those. Can't recommend that enough. I love that series. So if you're looking for something that's like a period piece, because it's definitely has that feeling of the 40s, Prohibition era type of thing, and they deal with a lot of sci-fi, a lot of monsters, stuff like that. A lot of fun. So
yeah, Meyer Greenblatt's in the chat, and last Wednesday he showed a great Looney Tunes where Looney Tunes has an Italian-looking mustache, and it's an organ grinder, but it's a TV. And ever since he showed that to me, I want it. I can't find it. I recently picked up this one though, Meyer, and old Bugs is really taking it easy there on the scooter, not giving Elmer much room, but. I'd love to get a whole Looney Tune run, but
do they even show the Looney Tunes on TV anymore? Those early ones from like the 60s and early 70s. Do they show those? Because I haven't been able to find them anywhere.
No, and I think they're older than that. I think they were really in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I'm just going back to when I was,
right.
I'd watch them after school or something.
Yeah, the great thing about the Saturday morning cartoons, they put a whole hour together or an hour and a half. Call it the Bugs and Daffy
Bunny
show.
Roadrunner hour.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Roadrunner got top bill over Daffy. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I remember. I'm a disciple of the Saturday morning cartoons, man. That was a sacred time when you were a kid that age, in that time period, the 60s and the 70s. It was a very sacred time, that Saturday morning. Gotta get up, gotta watch cartoons. They had kid shows around here in Boston. They had one called Boomtown. It was a Western themed kid show. They would show cartoons, like they'd show the old Hercules from Translux. They'd show the Hercules cartoons. They used to show the Stingray, Super Marionette things. I miss that stuff. I miss that type of show. It's like got a variety of things going. I don't really see any of that anymore. I could be wrong. I could be looking in the wrong places, but Nickelodeon, no, I don't see it.
I've got a few of the old DVDs, and I can't find where Daffy Duck imitated Dick Tracy, called Duck Tracy. I'd love to get my hands on that one, but some of that stuff is just brilliant. They would do whole symphonies where Bugs and Elmer are set like in Roman times or Viking times, and you're listening to there's some classical music, and one of the ones they did takes like 7 hours to listen to the whole thing, and they're breaking all that down into a 7-minute cartoon, and kids got good cultured music in the form of cartoons back then. It's just they did the whole Barbara Seville where he's giving Elmer a haircut, which is ridiculous when you think about it. It's just brilliant stuff, and yeah, I miss it. I need to get those out.
I know there was a whole thing about it's violent and blah blah blah, and I just wondered if that was still the prevailing sentiment towards them, and that's why they don't show them or something. Because I don't get into all that stuff, but
they were violent too. But today, when kids turn on the TV, there's some explosion and the cool stars walking away, not looking back, totally unaffected. And they got helicopters crashing into buildings, rats eating little babies. And they say that, little kids can't handle it. We got way worse stuff now than they ever did back then. So I
just never, when I heard that argument that, they're violent. What? I not once after watching those cartoons did I feel like I had to go out and drop an anvil on my brother's head. Not once did that ever occur to me. It was a cartoon. It wasn't real. Nobody got hurt. No animated figures got hurt in the making of this cartoon. It's just I never understood that. I don't buy into that argument at all. They did the same thing with the Three Stooges. Three Stooges are too violent. I'm sorry. Never wanted to run a saw through my brother's head.
No.
Never felt that way.
And when you watch Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, I could never figure out the mailing address for Acme, so I could send off some sticks of dynamite or a bomb or that Batman suit he starts flying around in, you can't. I don't know. Acme should have advertised on. They might have got more business. But
That's it. But it's just, and of course that's why they took off all my favorite cartoons from the 60s, Space Ghost and all them, because, you can't, it was too violent. And I'm like, no, to me, they weren't violent to me. To me, they taught me good versus evil and good triumphs. That was my takeaway from all of those was the bad guys, they're going to get theirs. So don't be a bad guy, be a good guy. Very simple to me, but I don't know. People want to make it what they want to make it, I guess. But all right, you want me to show some more?
Yeah, let's give a few more minutes. Be fine.
Okay. All right, I'll show you just this last bundle of books here because it is another guilty pleasure of mine, but it's not so much a series that's a guilty pleasure as it is characters that are a guilty pleasure for me. And it is, I know Shannon's in the audience, so I know he's gonna mark out with me for this. Squadron Supreme. I just love these characters. Now, whether they're the Squadron Supreme or they're the Squadron Sinister, which they originally appeared as in the Avengers, it doesn't matter to me. I just love these characters. They're obviously homages to various Avengers and various Justice League members and stuff like that. But they've just seems like they're getting a lot more traction nowadays. And I'm loving it because any chance I get to see Hyperion and these guys, I love it. So here is a mini series, and this is number 1. And then we got number 2. You can see all the different characters down there at the bottom. Number 3 with Dr. Spectrum, which is their version of like Green Lantern. And Lady Lark, their version of Black Canary in number 4. Number 5. I got to put these in new bags. These are getting kind of faded. It's a cool black cover with some squadron members on it there. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10.
I think these were 1991.
Were they 91?
Well, I'm guessing or the one you just showed had the Captain America barcode.
Yep.
And well, that was like the 50th anniversary or something.
Okay. Wow,
Right?
if it did come out in 91, it was one of the few things good that came out of the 91.
I may be jumping again. It might be 1988 there.
Oh, there you go.
I may be wrong.
I'm trying to see. Does it say? It says 1980. I thought it says 1986. Hold on for a second. Just look down here. I think it says 1986 on the side. On the side of the cover box, but it's the 25th anniversary. So does that put it in around 86?
Could be.
Yeah.
Shannon, you're mistaken. Rod doesn't have any DC, so
no DC.
Yeah.
I only had so much room to pull all the stuff out, and I don't know where my number 12 is. It might still be in the box. I might not have grabbed the number 12, but there was a number 12, and that was a 12-issue miniseries. And this is something a little more modern with them. But I love the cover. Love the floating heads.
So they went back to the name. Yeah, it looks right out of DC Comics. Almost.
Yeah. I mean, it just...
that looks like a Justice League right there.
Yep.
I know. Yeah.
Yep. Very, very cool. I just love it. And then here's a number 2 of that. Get that back out of the way. There we go.
Is that like the Frightful Four? Sandman, Wizard?
I think that's that iteration of him, yeah. Trying to think. So...
Oh, no, that's a homage.
Several.
Yeah. They're escaping me. Yeah.
One of them was that I think of right away is as a Gladiator character from the X-Men.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, doing that. I think there's a Superman one where he's doing that.
Yeah.
So, and then number 4.
Yeah, let's put the title on the bottom this time. That's
yeah.
not bad.
And then here is a different series. This looks like it's more in line with the Ultimate line of Marvel comics. Just looking at the characters' costumes. There's number 1 of Squadron Supreme. Everybody looks a little darker, wearing blacks and whatnot. More grim and gritty. And then this is number 2. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't just have Namor in a headlock. He's actually got his disembodied head or dismembered head in that. So, but like I said, I love those characters. They're just another guilty pleasure of mine. Whenever I see them in a book or guest appearance, I pick it up. Along the same lines as the Wrecking Crew, the villainous Wrecking Crew from Defenders. They were Defender villains and whatnot. I love those four characters. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. There's so much. That's one thing. Another thing I love about comics is there's so much. There's something there for everybody.
Yeah.
There really is. There's something you can find something that you're going to identify with, click with, and enjoy. So it's just a lot of fun. I'm so glad that I got into this when I was a kid. My parents always thought I was going to grow out of it. They said, are you still buying funny books? My grandfather used to say that too. You still buying funny books? And then you know what? He would call me up and say, hey, you want to take a little road trip? There's a lady over in the next town over. She's selling comic books for $1 a piece. You interested? Let's go, Grandpa. He didn't have to do that. And so it's just little things like that. He knew it was a love of mine. He drove me over there. I was probably 10, 12 years old.
I'm interested right now. If they're selling for $1, I'm definitely interested right now. So
And she had some good books too. Let me tell you, the ones I know that I still have is the World's Finest, where Superman races the Flash. Because I had never seen the second half of that until that lady had that book. So I made sure those two were right there first. And I took home like 2 paper grocery bags full of comics, and of course my grandfather, he kicked in a lot of money. I had about, I don't know, I had probably $3-4, but he bought the rest for me, even though you still buying funny books, so just great memories, man.
Well, Doctor, this has been a blast for me. I hope it's been a blast for everybody in the chat. Fantastic stuff. I love gold, silver, bronze, and I had never really seen a lot of what you're showing is more modern, but I love that it pays homage to the good old days. That's what I like to call them. Yep. And I think between the two of us, we've had quite a mix of variety, and hopefully that's what people want to see. And for those of you interested, tomorrow I hope to have Charlton 66 on. And if he can't make it on, well, definitely we'll have our usual Wednesday night broadcast. So hopefully you all could tune in then. Wednesday, 8 Eastern. Our theme will be Native Americans on comics, and I'm going to do a tribute to Scalp Hunter. So thank you all so much for coming out, and check out some of these Astro City right after you get that Porky Pig issue. And yes, sir.
If I could just one thing, I was looking and I couldn't tell if I saw him in the chat or not. If Lead Paint was in the chat, do you know if
I never saw him?
No. So he sent me an AOK of these 2 books.
He is very faithful to watch these episodes, so I'm sure he's going to see this.
And I just opened the package. I probably had the package, and I apologize to Lead Paint. I probably had the package for about 5 or 6 days. I just didn't have the chance to come down and open them all up and everything. But I want to thank him very, very much for these 2 books. They are going to go in with my Go-Go Checks Quest collection, and slowly making progress there. And this definitely is greatly appreciated, Lead Paint. Thank you very much. And the next time I get a chance, when you're in the chat, I'm going to thank you again. This was really, really nice of you, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, to reiterate, I think that helps you come even closer to getting every one of them.
Yes. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep. I'm down somewhere around 70 issues that I need now out of 539. So, and a lot of them are the romance comics, and the other ones are a lot of the expensive Batman ones, where the first appearance of the Scarecrow, first appearance Poison Ivy, first appearance Batgirl, those ones, which I probably will never ever afford unless I get them in like really ratty doormat condition, But you know what? When it comes to that, and I need those to finish out, I'll take them in that condition.
Fantastic. Yeah, are you gonna group them all in one box or 2 or 3 boxes?
No, I have if it's part of a series, like a superhero series, like the Brave and the Bolds, I keep with the Brave and the Bolds.
Right.
I do not have a lot of the romance books, so the romance ones and ones like Jerry Lewis, Bob Hope, Fox and the Crow, those type of ones I keep separately, in another box. So just so I can keep them all together. Otherwise they'd be scattered to the 4 corners of this room. So, but so it's really, and these are in awesome shape, man. These are in great shape.
They look good.
I mean, and he's put them in nice Mylars too. And Mylars ain't cheap. So I really appreciate it. Thanks again, Lead Paint. Greatly appreciate it, man.
Evidently,
low grade is better than no grade. That's right, Shannon.
That's what I am. I'm low grade.
Yeah, well, I'm right there with you. So that's a pair right there.
On a good day, I'm very fine. Very fine plus. So, well, we will wrap it up, and I thank you all for showing up. It's been marvelous. I thoroughly appreciate it. If you're dealing with Dr. Silverage, his enthusiasm is so wonderful to work with, and there are times I go, what should I talk about? No one cares. And then he'll rattle off 15 great ideas, and then you have the hard task of choosing out of the 15, what do you want to talk about? So I think I usually tell him, yeah, let's do all that. So and it works out great for me. So I appreciate you, Doctor, so much, and thank you for coming on. And everybody, you all have a great day. I think Gratu might broadcast later. If he doesn't, then go to Grayman's channel. Jambo will be there fighting for his life in the show called Cover Slingers.
Oh, yes. I love that. Love that.
Yes, spectators. We all need a little restoration every now and then. So. We all need a good pressing. So,
but I ain't quite coverless yet, though.
Yeah, that's called color touch.
Oh, Micah, thank you very much for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. Love our conversations and everything, and I really appreciate having me on and let me share some of my collection with you and the great folks in the chat. I really appreciate it.
Had some great chat. Thank you, guys, and we will see you next time. Hopefully tomorrow with Steve. If not, we'll definitely see you Wednesday night. Have a good evening, everybody, and good night.
Take care.